How's it going, everyone? It's Tuesday night rapid fire, and this week we have Tara Kerr, who goes by the handle of Tara Town on TikTok. She's what I refer to as a positive influencer. She's not a fan of the term herself, but hey, Tara, how are you?
Hey, Glenn, how are you?
Doing good. Thanks for joining me. Are you ready to just sit in my firing line of random, stupid, idiotic questions?
I am so ready. I'm ready.
Okay, well
Walk through the
that's the
flames.
best answer I've had yet. Usually it's I think so. All right. These I've tailored these ones. These are up your alley. So let's start with what was your favorite gaming console from the 90s?
Definitely the Nintendo 64.
Yep, I knew you were going to say that. What was your favorite game?
My favorite game from the N64 was Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, right. Cool. I used to play that one.
Yeah.
GoldenEye seemed to be everyone's favorite. I think Mario Kart's definitely mine.
Oh yeah, Mario Kart's a good old game. You can't go wrong with it. Who was your
Bring
character?
back the cartridges. My character was always Luigi.
Ah.
I'm a Luigi number one.
I know. I love all the things that they say. Wario was the best.
Yeah, I was a fan of the battles with the balloons. I loved all that stuff.
Oh yeah, the battles with the balloons, totally. Rainbow Road, all the little glitches, all the cheats that you could do.
Yep. All right. Next one is what? No. Did you used to tape movies off the TV? And if so, did you have one that you watched more than others?
Did I tape any movies off the TV?
Yep.
Yes, I did. I'm trying to think which ones it would have been. Probably.
Surely some Disney stuff in there.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I can't remember which one I exactly taped over. But I'll just say that maybe Mrs. Doubtfire. Like I'm not sure which one I would have taped over, but Mrs. Doubtfire was one of my favorite movies, so I'll just go with that.
Awesome. Did you used to remove the commercials when you did it, or did you leave them in?
Oh, the commercials were always left in, always.
Okay.
So you had to fast forward through the commercials.
Was that out of laziness, or was it like future nostalgia?
Probably laziness. Maybe a bit of both. Who knows?
What was your favorite Disney movie?
Goofy movie.
Oh, yes.
It was so underrated, but since not many people know what that is, know what that movie or have no, there's not many people that have seen this movie. So I would say the ones that people have seen, probably Aladdin.
Aladdin, of course.
Yes.
It's an easy go-to.
Yes.
It's a good one, though. It's great. And that ties in with your Robin Williams thing.
Exactly.
What's your favorite meal to cook at home?
Oh, favorite meal. So I would say my grandmother's noodles. Sounds like a weird meal, but it's a really kind of old-fashioned type of meal where you make noodles out of dough, but I haven't been eating much of that anymore. So I actually make these almond flour pancakes with cacao powder, which sounds really odd, and it is, but that's what I love eating, and with honey on top. It's weird, I know.
You might have to get your own Tara Town cooking channel.
I will.
What about takeaway food? What's your favorite takeout?
I love Mexican food. Mexican, definitely. Yes. All day, every day, Mexican.
We don't quite cut it down here with Mexican food like you do over in the States.
Yeah, it's a bit different. You guys put a bit of a twist in the Mexican food.
Yeah, a lot more mince, I feel, down here as opposed to sort of pulled meats.
Yeah, definitely. And there's just some certain ingredients that you guys put in that's just a tad bit different than the States, but I like the mix. It's cool. It's nice.
It's cool.
You know.
All right. Cast your mind back to 1999. Were you freaking out about the millennium bug?
No, not really. I think probably because my parents were pretty calm. I was like around 12. So, you look to the adults, and if the adults are calm, then you're chill as well.
Yeah. So, you just didn't care about a thing when you're that age.
No, exactly. I'm like, everything's going to be fine. How about you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I was gainfully employed at that point in time, and just couldn't care less. I'm pretty that way about everything, you know.
Yeah.
Even with the stuff that's going on in the world now, I'm just so cash about it, I
Yeah,
guess
you
you'd
just
say.
roll with it. If you can't control
Yeah,
it, you just roll with it.
exactly right. Okay, were you into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles more or Samurai Pizza Cats?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep,
How about
me
you?
too.
Uh,
Yeah, definitely me too.
yeah,
Right from the get go, mind you, once the 2000s hit, I never kept up with it all.
yeah,
We grow out of some things, but then you grow back into them.
yeah, totally. Yeah, isn't that funny? Like
It
90s are
is.
coming back. A lot of the
Yeah,
90s are coming back.
it's
Like the
that.
fashion, especially, I've noticed.
It's that longing for our childhood, I think, or our youth.
Yeah, yeah. It's still there.
I guess every generation goes through it. I mean, you look at
Yeah,
cinema trends every 10 years. The flavor is whatever was 20 years beforehand.
yeah, yeah, totally. I remember the
'Cause
70s being really huge and the 90s and early 2000s. So,
exactly right. And when it was the 80s, all of those sort of movies like Stand by Me were set in the 60s. So it all
yeah,
catches up.
right. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna name or reel off some 90s toys that have kind of been forgotten. Tell me if you had any of these.
Okay.
Did you have water wiggles?
No.
They were like tubes filled with gooey water and like glitter, and they sort of
Yes.
squished.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were called water wiggles though, but I like this name.
What about popples?
Popples I never had either.
They were people probably watching this don't know what I'm talking about. They're like teddy bears that fold into a big ball. They were great.
No, I
But
never
then
had that. Is that? Are you sure that's not
look,
an 80s thing?
I'm pretty sure it's a 90s thing. Look it up. And in similar frenetically, there was pop balls. Did you have those?
I don't think so.
Maybe these are all Aussie things. That was like
Yeah.
a half tennis ball that you fold in and then you drop on the ground and it pops back up.
No, we didn't have that.
Oh, okay. What about?
Or maybe my childhood was just, maybe just had the best childhood or something. I don't know.
Deprived. I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll find one. I did say these were rare ones though, so maybe we might find one yet. There's a few more. What about Monster in My Pocket?
Okay.
Did you have those?
Oh no. I thought you were saying some kind of Aussie expression I didn't know.
My God, I don't want to know what Monster in My Pocket is if that's an Aussie colloquialism.
Okay, yeah, that was like, yeah.
That really float. You don't want to know the next one because the next one's called Mad Balls.
What are these toys, Glenn?
Okay, Mad Balls. Maybe if I describe it, it'll ring true. It was like a rubber ball, but it had like half balls all around the side of it. So when you bounce it, it goes in different directions.
Yeah, it's not ringing a bell.
Maybe these are toys that my parents just made up,
Yeah.
and told me I was special. Surely you had a glitter wand.
A glitter what?
A glitter wand, like a big wand, and it was full of glitter, and it's sort of water inside.
Yes. I had one of those, and it was like rainbow colored.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we're on the same page here.
Okay. What about monster finger puppets? They're little rubber monsters you put on your fingers.
Yeah, we always got those when we went trick or treating. I know it wasn't big in Australia, but Halloween was so big back in the States. And when you went trick or treating, people would give you that as one of the treats.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yes, yeah. I think the nearest equivalent to us in those days to trick or treating was just going to the Royal Melbourne Show and getting lots of show bags with crappy toys in them.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Our parents had to pay for them, but what the heck?
Did you get to dress up?
Well, I did come from a neighborhood that did Halloween back in the 80s and 90s, but
really?
it was a very sort of I guess it was a very isolated part of the neighborhood where all of the parents in the street were friends and sort of we're in on it.
And you all had the same toys that no one else had, and
yeah. I know. I'm starting to really wonder. What about? Surely you had Rubik's magic rings. Do you remember those?
Oh yeah. I had one of those. Yeah.
All right. I should quit while I'm ahead, but I've got 2 more to go. I know you guys had magic eye puzzles over there.
Yes. Oh, I love those things. Yes.
Bring them back.
Yeah, bring them back.
Probably contributed to some massive eyesight problems or...
I know. Well, I was always told that if I did that all day, my eyes were going to stay permanently crossed. So then I kind of like went away from those books because I just thought I was going to get my eyes are going to be permanently crossed forever.
Yep.
But
well, they're not. So.
Yep, I think they're all right. I think we're good.
All right, last one, and this is it's an 80s toy that crossed over into the 90s. Did you have a glowworm?
Yes. One of us did. I don't think I did. I think another one of my siblings had a glowworm.
Excellent.
So, but it was in our home. So.
Okay. All right, let's just move on from that because clearly I had a weird childhood.
Yeah, well, or maybe I had a weird childhood.
We'll let the people watching decide.
Yes.
Okay, so if I were to sneak into your room and flip through your CD wallet back from those days, what CDs would I find?
All right. Well, being a kid from the 90s, I was into the pop bands. And of course, my parents had to monitor all the music I was listening to. So Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, NSYNC. One of my first CDs was Huey Lewis and the News. It was the first CD I ever had. My dad gave it to me.
Fantastic.
So I've got like a fond memories of that CD. But I didn't have too many growing up. Just like a handful, really, of like the pop bands.
Mm-hmm.
So
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
A bit boring.
No, not at all. We're getting close to the end here. So next one would be, aside from your husband, what do you like most about Australia?
The kangaroos. That's so like that's such an American answer. No, I love that it's so multicultural here, or at least in Melbourne. Yeah, it's amazing meeting people from all around the world and also trying the food from all around the world. So yeah, I think that's been the coolest thing for sure. And having the beach in your backyard, like I grew up in a very landlocked state, so having the beach 5 minutes away from you is pretty amazing. So
no doubt. All right, how does it feel to have over 200,000 people follow you on TikTok and hang off every word you say?
Are they hanging off every word I say?
I think they are.
Yeah, it's pretty overwhelming. I don't really have words, but I just find it to be so cool that I can connect with so many people that are like-minded all around the world. And yeah, it's been amazing. So
yeah. Excellent. Yeah. All right, last one. I hope this doesn't go the way of the toy question, but I'd have a list of movies I'm gonna list, and let's see if you.
Oh no.
If you remember any of these, I'm sure you remember some. Well, we start with a Goofy movie. Obviously, you remember that.
Yes.
What about Balto?
No, I never saw Balto, but recently I saw Togo, which apparently.
Oh yes, that's on Disney.
Yes, and apparently Balto was like recognized for being the main sled dog, but Togo wasn't. And now I'm angry at Balto, so I never want to see that
movie. Man, it's yeah, that's right. In today's world, we don't want no Baltos,
Yeah. No, I need to see Balto. I haven't seen it.
Do you remember Blank Check?
Yes, I remember Blank Check. I saw it the other day.
You saw it the other day?
I did. I watched it. What? I mean, not for the first time. I rewatched it the other day on Disney Plus. Yeah, it's a very interesting movie.
It's fun.
Yeah, the ending is definitely interesting.
That kid is now like a washed up druggo meth head.
Oh, well, it happens.
What about Rookie of the Year? Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember Rookie of the Year.
That was good
so
too.
Long.
I used to have to, because I'm a little bit older than you, I used to have to use my little brothers as excuses to watch these.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and now that my kids are all grown up and they're over this kind of stuff, I just have no excuse, so I just watch them by myself.
Nice. And do you feel like you...
Yeah,
go ahead. Oh, no, never mind. It's not relevant.
Okay. What about Thumbelina?
Yes, I love Thumbelina. I can't believe have you seen Thumbelina?
Good. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I feel like that's another underrated one that no one really talks about.
Definitely is. I'm big into all that kind of stuff, like even what one? Oh, I've lost the name. What's the name with Rasputin in it? Anastasia.
Oh
Is that what it's
yeah,
called?
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good soundtrack as well.
definitely.
Yeah.
And I used to, what about? I used to love, and I don't know why, but I used to love Richie Rich.
Yep, Richie Rich.
He had a
Yes.
McDonald's in his house.
I know. That
And
there were so many movies like that where the kids like Blank Check and Richie Rich and where like the kids got to splurge, be like millionaires for a day. And they had like all these cool things like theme parks at their house. And I have always wanted a house with like to mimic what they had. As a kid, I
you
was
know,
like, I'm going to have a pinball machine and, you know, a dandy, what do they call a dandy jumper? What are they called? Those inflatable jumpers.
like a jumping castle.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in the States we call them dandy jumpers, but I could just be making that up.
Well, that is an interesting point about all of these rich privileged kids in these movies. Or maybe it's a product of coming out of the 80s, which was all about yuppies and consumerism and corporate greed.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the flow-on effect. They're the children of those characters.
possibly. You're onto something, Glenn.
Here's one that here's one you couldn't make today. Heavyweights. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I remember Heavyweights for sure. I actually we used to watch that all the time growing up, me and my siblings. Ben Stiller, yeah, that was a classic for sure. But yeah, definitely would not be allowed today.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, two more for you, and I'll end it on my favourite one. Firstly, there's Dunstan Checks In. Do you remember that?
Dunstan Checks In, yes. Wow, I haven't seen that in a very long time.
That's a good one. I can't remember the kid who's in that one, but I do know the movie was fun. All right, last one, best one, Baby's Day Out.
Baby's Day Out. Yeah, that's another one that I haven't seen like since the 90s. Yeah.
Yep.
I used to watch them
So
all the time
good.
as well. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. Tara, thank you so much for joining me. It's just a bit of stupid silliness for a Tuesday night, but it's always good to find someone to talk movies about, particularly old ones. Thanks so much for joining me. And thank you for being on the podcast, which all of you should go back and listen to from Monday. It's fantastic, and you've been a wonderful guest.
Oh, well, thanks for having me, Glenn.
And I will see you on the socials.
Awesome.